Pulse. Welcome UNLV students to the Shotokan Karate Studies program. By now you should know you've already warmed up, you've gotten the warm-up that you feel your body needs, you're adequate for starting the program this morning. So let's go ahead and get started with our typical, quick, general warm-up. Ready? And Hajime. Ichi. Ni. San. Yon. Go. All right, warmed up good there. Let's turn to the side, bring our heels to our glutes. Good, all right. Let's go ahead and do some high knees as well. Get my workout recorded, here we go. High knees. You can do this slow, just like I'm doing. Again, just bringing your knees up. You can do it fast if you feel like kind of bouncing a little bit, working your calves a little bit. Or if you want to go slow, go slow. And yame. All right, let's come up on our toes, stretching out our calves. And yame. Very good. All right, let's go ahead and do some body hip twists. And yame. Good. Arm up, across the side, stretching out our shoulder. Good, other side. Again, don't hold these too long. Just doing dynamic stretches here. Nothing too static, nothing being held for too long. Switching over. Other side. Good. Feet just widen shoulder width. Go down, touch the floor. Go to the right. Back to center. Go to the left. Back to center. All right, make that a little wider. We're gonna go down to the right, turning up on our left heel, stretching out our hamstring. Good, now we're gonna turn to the left in a long front stance. Pushing on the quad here, pushing the knee over the toe. And down to a runner stand, or a runner stretch. Good. Back up. All right, we're gonna do everything to the other side now. Leaning to the left onto the right heel. Toes pointed up. Stretching out your hamstring. All right, let's rotate that all the way around. Good front stance, long, deep, pushing on the quad, pushing the knee out over the toe, getting a good stretch. Transition that into a runner stretch. And come back to center, come back standing. Good. Turn around, fix your gi. Back to me. Yoi. Subirachi. Free. Yoi. Seiza. Dojo Kun. 一つ人格完成に人を盛ること。一つ誠の道を守ること。一つと力の精神を養うこと。一つ礼儀を重んずること。一つ景気の湯を戒めること。Ready? That's it. よい。しばらくち。Ready? よい。So today's class is an advanced class. And what we're looking at today is the Bunkai for the kata Jion. All right, so if you've been following along in this series, we've done 3 videos for the past 3 weeks looking at learning the kata Jion. So we did a part 1, learning the beginning, 2, and 3, where we actually completed learning the kata. We practiced it a few times. And I promised that after we went through the learning phase, the tutorial, that we would come back and do a Bunkai for the actual class, or for the actual kata. So that's what we're here doing today. So we're going to take the kata Jion. We're actually going to go through it a few times, right? Because some of you are fresh off of learning it, so I'm going to go through it by the numbers. I will count it out for us. Then we're going to go through it slowly at your own count, okay? Your own speed and pace, but we're going to go take it slow. And then we're going to go through it at a regular speed. And then we're going to start breaking it down. So I'll kind of break down my interpretation of the Bunkai for this kata, okay? And some things that you have to understand about Bunkai is that it is your own interpretation, right? You can take the kata, you can take any kata and break it down to what you feel like that kata is doing at specific points based on the Kihon techniques that we're doing. So again, what I'm doing today may not be something that you would see from another instructor. It may not be something that you would look up and find on Google. It may not be something that you would find on YouTube, but it may, right? Because you're taking a very specific set of techniques, right? And so what you may find that I'm telling you today may be shared with other senseis. They may look at this and say, hey, that's pretty good. Or they may say, that's totally off base, I don't get it, okay? So I just want you to be aware of that. Again, Bunkai is your own interpretation of what is happening throughout a kata. But I want to throw something out there for you, because I feel like whenever you do Bunkai, it actually helps you to actually break down that kata, right? You feel a little bit better about how the kata works. You feel a little bit better about performing the kata, because maybe you can imagine it a little bit better in your mind as you go through it, to say, this is what I'm doing when this is happening, this is what my opponent would be doing, and maybe it helps you remember it in a certain way. Also, it may help you in a self-defense situation where you say, I can apply this particular technique here that I learned from Jion. Okay, so a lot of different things that come from Bunkai and how it works. So just want to kind of give you that intro as we start the day. All right, so that said, let's go ahead and, again, we're going to start off with Jion by the numbers, okay? So I'll count it out for us. Remember that when I perform this kata, based on my space, I have 2 correction points or 2 adjustment points, so not necessarily corrections, but adjustment steps, so that I make sure that I have room to complete the kata. So you'll hear me say adjustment, where I'll take a few steps back to make sure I'm at the edge of the mat before performing the next Kihon series, okay? Just a reminder. All right, so I'm going to start here, again, by the numbers. When we do it the second time, I'll start on that side. And again, that will be your own speed and pace, but I want you to go slow. And then we'll do it a third time at a regular speed and pace, so that we fully understand the speed and pace that you should be going through when you're performing this kata. If you want to just watch that one, perfectly fine, so that you can kind of get timing down and understand what that should look like. But I do urge you to actually try to go through it with that speed and timing when we get there. Okay, enough of me talking, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and perform the kata. Make sure you have room for your drop back. All right, we'll go through the protocol together. Ready? Yoi. Subarachi. Ready? Yoi. Jion yoi. All right, I'm going to count it out for us. Ready? Hajime. Ichi. Ni. Son. Shi. Do. Ho. Sichi. Adjustment. Hach. Kyu. Ju. Ich. Ni. Son. Shi. Go. Ro. Sich. Hach. Kyu. Ju. Ich. Ni. Son. Shi. Go. Ich. Ni. Son. Ich. Ni. Ich. Ni. Son. Shi. Go. Ro. Sich. Hach. Kyu. Ju. Ich. Ni. Son. Shi. Go. Roku. Adjustment. Ich. Ni. Son. Ich. Ni. Son. Shi. Amen. All right, very good. So, I think I may have messed up a little bit here at this one section. It's difficult to do when you're counting, so hopefully you made it through that section where you're doing the Ageuke Gaikazuki. All right, there's a couple in a row. Then there's an Ageuke and an Oizuki. I think I miscounted there. All right, so just be aware if you're watching me do it at that point, it's a little off in that count there. Okay, so this time I'm not going to talk. I'll go through it. We're going to go through it a little bit slow. All right, so if you want to watch, again, feel free to watch, but rewind and then come in and do it with me. Okay. Okay. I want you to get as much practice doing this kata as we can, right? That's the point of the class. Isn't for you to just watch, right? I'd like for you to participate as much as possible. Okay? All right, so I'm going to go through the kata again. We'll start here on this side of the room. All right, so your own speed and pace this time, but slow it down a little bit. All right? You're still going to hear my cues for adjustments, just because I want you to know that I'm making an adjustment. It is not part of the kata. All right, so just listen for that. Ready? Yoi. Subarachi. Ready? Yoi. Jion yoi. Your own speed and pace, slow. Hajime. Adjustment. Jion. Adjustment. Jion. All right, Yame, good. All right, I took that one pretty slow. All right, hopefully you were able to keep track, move through the kata with me there. All right, so let's do it one more time. Okay, this time, normal speed and pace. All right, so this is what I would expect if you were to show it for sensei for an exam, if you were to just demonstrate this kata for anyone in general. This is the speed and pace that I would expect it to go at. All right, so again, if you want to watch the first time and then rewind it, go through it with me the second time. All right, so I'll start here again. So again, listen for my cue. I will make 2 adjustments. All right, so again, that's not part of the kata. It's just I have to make that adjustment based on the size of my room. All right, if you don't have to make that adjustment when you do it, don't make that adjustment. Just pause and then go through the remainder of the kata at speed. Okay, so I'll start here. All right, let's go through protocol together. And then again, it's not your own speed and pace. This is what my expected speed and pace would be for anyone going through this kata. Again, for demonstration purposes, exams, whatever it happens to be. Okay, ready? Yoi. Dutch. Ready. Yoi. Jion yoi. And hajime. Adjustment. Jump. Adjustment. Jump. All right, Yame. Very good. Okay, so there's the kata. Form 3 different speeds. Okay, first time just count, second time going slow, third time at the general pace that it should be performed at. Okay, let's start talking about Bunkai. So some people will start the Bunkai actually with this portion, okay? I don't tend to start it that way because I feel, again, that all of kata, as far as Shotokan is concerned, starts off with a blocking technique, all right? So the first thing you do is this technique, all right? Some people will say that this is also a technique, all right? So it's as if someone is walking straight to you. You grab the back of their head and punch to the jaw, like here, grabbing the back of the head. That represents this, okay? If you want to interpret it that way, that's perfectly fine, but in my opinion, that is somewhat offensive, right? Because if someone's not provoking you, they're just walking up to you, why are you grabbing them and exploding in that way, right? Unless they've provoked you in some way that you decide to do that particular thing, right? So I tend to start with the actual block, all right? And let's talk about this block just real quick. because I see this as a lot of correction for people. When you do this block, when you do this first block, I don't want you to step back, all right? I want you to drop down, okay? So you're here, you should drop to perform this block, okay? So yes, you're taking a step back, but it shouldn't look like this. All right, I don't want it to look like you're actually taking a step back. It should look like you're sinking into the position that you're sinking into. All right, now that just goes to the kata itself. It doesn't have anything to do with the bunkai. But let's move on from there. Okay, so the bunkai. Remember I said someone grabbing you? Are you grabbing them and punching to the jaw, which is what you're doing here? Okay. Let's look at someone doing that to you instead. Okay, so someone is grabbing the back of my head and potentially grabbing my throat or my windpipe here. The first thing you want to do is block. So you want to grab this arm that's here around your throat, grab it, blocking, pulling this arm away from the back of your head and controlling this arm down. Okay? That's essentially what the first technique is. Okay, again from the side. Someone is grabbed here and here, so they're essentially doing this, right? They're grabbing my throat and the back of my head. I am exploding away from here, breaking this arm, at the same time moving this arm that has my throat down and away. So, down and away, right? Down and away. Then you want to come and grab this hand, right? This arm that is here, and come up and over. All right, what does that look like in the kata? In the kata, we start here, and then we step into this. Okay, so again, that's exactly what's happening. All right, you're breaking this, coming up and around with this arm, controlling this arm horizontally. Okay, so I want you to control that arm horizontally. If you let it go vertical, that person can attack. Okay, so I'll pretend to be the attacker, right? I've grabbed here and here. You're breaking here and breaking here, controlling, grabbing this arm and pushing it up and over. If it's down, I can come at you. Okay, if it's up, I really can't. My arm's in the way. Okay, so whenever you control that arm, make sure it stays horizontal. And then you're attacking. Kick, knee, all right? A knee to the leg, to the knee, all right? And then a barrage of punches, which is 1, 2, kick, punch, 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 okay? That's essentially the bunkai, the beginning of this kata, all right? So again, someone's grabbed, breaking this, moving this off to the side, a kick, and then punch, and then break away, all right? You're free, you move yourself away from the attack, all right? So that's essentially what the first section of this kata is. So again, something that you can practice anytime with a partner, all right? Have someone grab you, grab, again, break, control, kick, punch, 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 right? Coming up over and attacking the head. As the attacker, I'm here, you're pulling this arm down, taking this arm up and over, exposing this leg, easy kick away, and now you have attacked with the head, okay? Leaving my head open for those just over the top punches that come down. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. Again, something that you can easily practice. I'll do it again from the side. So again, someone grabs here and here. 1, 2, kick to the knee, punch, punch, punch. Right? Hopefully that makes good sense. Imagine the kata and think about the kata, and then the exact movements that we're doing there. Okay? The next thing we do is we turn and we do the other side. So you can imagine, again, basically doing whatever you would like at that point. You can imagine it as several different things. Okay? You can imagine it as a bear hug coming in, someone trying to come in for a tackle, okay? You're stepping off, keeping that from happening, a knee, right? Or a kick, depending on their distance, and then raining down punches, okay? So again, if someone's coming in, they're coming in to attack you, you stop them with that knee, your hands out so they can't grab, okay? Your hands are out, so they can't come around this way. That knee or that kick comes in, and then barrage of punches to the face, okay? There you go. That's basically the entire opening of the kata, right? We've gone from breaking this down, up and over, kick, punch, punch, punch. Someone else is coming, stop it, that tackle from happening, kick, punch, 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 okay? Then you move into this linear section where we start moving down the floor with these Age-Uke Gaikuzuki reverse punches. But what's also in there are what seem to be where you're marking your target, correct? Okay, so we're here, kick, punch, 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 arm goes up, Age-Uke Gaikuzuki, arm goes up, Age-Uke Gaikuzuki, arm goes up, Age-Uke Oizuki. All right, the arm up portion of that is real. It is a part of the kata. Okay, it is not that you're marking your target and saying, okay, Age-Uke is coming, okay, Age-Uke is coming. That's not what it is, all right? Think of it more as you throwing this forearm across someone's body, across this section of their body, all right? So they are potentially coming at you with a knife, an overhand strike of some sort, just a hammer fist coming down, okay, a bottle, right? They're coming down. You are turning from here. You've just landed your kick, punch, punch, punch on this person, come across their body, across that neck line for the Gaikuzuki reverse punch. Back them up again. Push into them. Arm up for the block, then the punch. Push them back. All right? You're taking your arm essentially and taking this part of your arm, this blade of your forearm, this very powerful, very hard surface of your arm here, and pushing it across their body. Right across here. Right across here. Okay? So again, here, kick, punch, punch, punch. You turn, arm goes up across the body for a number of different reasons. It could be this is partially a block. Maybe it's coming from the side, you block. Then you're Age-Uke, then Gaikuzuki. Then you're pushing into their body from there to back them up as you block up and then punch again, all right? So really this is a scenario based, all right? But your arm would still go up for the block and then the punch, okay? So it's not that you're marking your target. So I want you to kind of pull yourself out of that. I know that was a very beginner thing that we did, where you would kind of mark your target before you would move forward these Age-Uke rising blocks. That's not what we're doing for this kata. It is an actual technique where you're coming across their body, okay, blocking and then punching, all right? So just think about that as you go through that section there, okay? Then we move from there, we finish, right, with an Oizuki punch, and then we turn to this Manji-Uke. So Manji-Uke is a lot of different things, and typically anytime that you turn, all right, could be a throw. All right, so think about that with a lot of kata. Anytime you're actually doing a turn, could easily be a throw because you're turning and twisting momentum, right? Very powerful momentum. So it's easily a throw or a twist across your body, across a leg that could easily throw someone. All right, what we're doing here is a little different. So someone has now grabbed my lapel. I've punched, all right, I'll come to you. So I've punched, right, and then I'm gonna do this turn, Manji-Uke to Gaikuzuki, correct? All right, so what someone has done is they've grabbed the lapel right here of my gi or my shirt, whatever I happen to be wearing, okay? I want to control that. So I'm going to turn my arm, gonna twist my arm, trapping their hand and their now folded fingers, right? I'm gonna trap it here, turn them, groin strike, hook punch, all right? Let's look at it from this perspective. Right, they grab me, I trap their arm here, turning their body, groin strike, and then a punch, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. Again, if you have someone grab your lapel and you try this, okay? Once they grab, trap their arm, trap it by turning it here, again, using this bladed portion of your forearm, trap that arm and use that to turn them. Turn their body and then strike to the groin, cross-body punch. All right, they're gonna be standing right beside you. Again, if I'm standing here and I grab the lapel and you trap my arm, turn me, groin strike, rib strike. All right, so that's exactly what's happening there, in my opinion. Okay, that's how I am interpreting that Manji-Uke Tegai-Zuki. Okay, now, you can do it again, right, because you just repeat it. So you just come back to this side. This time, you can imagine someone coming over with this type of punch, all right, just a big haymaker coming your way. You've completed this punch here, this person you're done with. You're now moving on to this person who's throwing this haymaker punch. Blocking and grabbing that haymaker as it comes around, groin strike, hook punch. Okay? Again, what does that look like for the attacker? As it's coming around, you blocked, pulled that arm up, groin strike, Tegai-Zuki, cross-body punch into their chest or their stomach. All right? Here, you see them coming, you see that haymaker coming, block, punch, Tegai-Zuki. Okay? It doesn't have to be a groin strike, right? This Manji-Uke, which in the kata looks like this, okay? But again, let's think real world here. When that punch is coming, you're blocking it, pulling, throwing a punch. This looks like Manji-Uke. And then a cross-body punch, all right? Very much like exactly what we've done here for the kata, okay? So again, think about that. Use that with someone and see how that works out for you, okay? Next up comes that get 'em right down block. Now, again, it's a turn, right? So it's a get 'em right down block that turns this way. So this, you've blocked here, punched here, punch here. You can easily take your hand, sweep across, throw that person to the floor, all right? That looks exactly like Manji-Uke, Tegai-Zuki, get 'em right down block. What you're doing with a Bunkai or in a real life situation, blocking that punch, holding it, controlling it, punch down, Tegai-Zuki, cross body. You're done with that person. All right, now you're gonna move forward. All right, with these 3 palm heel strikes. In the kata, it looks like this. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now, whenever I taught you the kata, I taught you that basically those are kind of like slaps, right? 3 slaps. As your opponent, I'm punching. You get slapped away with that. Again, punch, slapped away, punch, slapped away. That's an easy way to kind of explain the Bunkai there. Fairly simple. It is what it is, right? It's exactly what it looks like. There's 3 slaps. You're slapping away these Oizuki or Gyakuzuki punches and continuing to track and move forward to your opponent, backing your opponent up. Okay, fairly easy. It could also be something else, right? Once that punch comes in, you see it with the arm here, you're grabbing that arm and striking the side, okay? Controlling the arm here, flipping it around, striking their back. You can control the arm again, or you can let the arm go and strike again. Okay, those 3 good hard strikes. If you're coming this way with those 3 palm heels and I'm your attacker, I punch, okay, the arm gets controlled, the palm heel comes here. 1, arm gets moved over, second palm heel comes to my back here, right here, my kidneys, attacking there, right? You can let the arm go, and the third palm heel will come straight here to the stomach, the chest, the face, whatever it happens to be, all right? It's not going to look exactly like the kata, right? The kata is the ideal, right? The essence, the dream of what it should be. right? But when you look at it in a real world situation, you can easily break this down into something different. Sure, 1, 2, 3 palm heel strikes, slapping those punches out of the way. Yes? But also, once that punch comes in, you can control it, grab it, strike, come up and over, strike, turning right into their body and striking again. Okay? Very easy. A lot of different things you can do there. Maybe that third one, instead of stepping in front of their body, step behind their body and drop them across your leg. Okay? A lot of options here. All right, so again, think about these things as you're going through the kata. What could potentially be a good, strong, real-world way to put this into practice? Okay. All right, so now we're at this side of the floor. Okay, and from this side of the floor, we turn, all right, for another manji uke, and then we come up for this supported block. All right, simple. Again, same thing that we looked at before. It could easily be someone grabbing your lapel. It could just easily be someone throwing that haymaker punch that's coming around. I'm trying to get this right for you. So 1, 2, this is the third. And then you turn here for the manji uke, up, correct? Manji uke, up. All right? So what we're doing here is on the turn, someone's gonna throw that haymaker, you are blocking, okay? As it's coming this way, block that punch, strike down, the other punch comes from this side, and you get in, block, and strike the face. All right, hope you understand that. So, let me do it here. So, this is my third palm heel. 1, 2. That's the direction I'm going. As your attacker, I'm here. I'm throwing my first haymaker here, block with that manji uke, strike here, come up. Now I'm going to punch this side, high block, punch to the face. Okay? So it doesn't have to be manji uke and this block, right? It can be punch is blocked or deflected, punch down here to the gut or the groin or the stomach, all right? The other punch comes, I'm going to stand into it, I'm going to get into it deep, and then punch to the face, right? That's their strong side. That's a right hand punch coming your way. You step into it, and then punch, right? When you step into it, you're taking away a lot of their reach, right? This is way out here. You're coming in and blocking it right in here. And then you're right up against their face for that punch. Okay, so it minimizes any potential damage that they can do. Okay, because when you do that turn, you see the punch coming, deflected, punch, block, punch. Okay, you see it coming from the other side, essentially, same thing, right? We go manji uke, and the same thing. So it can just move in that direction as well. Someone coming again from the other side, a left and then a right, or a right and then a left, right? So if I'm on this side of you, I'm throwing that first one, it gets blocked with the manji uke, punch down, and then I step in with that high block and the punch to the face. Okay, so the first punch would be a right, I think. Right gets deflected with the manji, punch in. As I come around with this punch, you're standing into me, blocking right here, and punching to the face. Let's look at it defensively again. The punch comes, the left. Block, control, punch, block, punch to the face. Now we come to this section where our arms come back together. We go up, down, back, and forward. Correct? All right, so this is a fairly complex little section, but again, this is my interpretation of what that would look like. So, I don't like the juji uke. I don't, because it's basically you're interrupting a kick. You have to be pretty fast to do that, right? You see somebody standing in front of you and they go to throw a kick like that. You have to be fairly quick to step in and intercept that kick, right? That's my opinion. So let's say instead someone does a double lapel grab. They're grabbing me like this, right here. So what I want to do is hands come down, push down to break, knee comes up, right? Good knee to the groin. As we push them back, stepping forward, punch to the stomach, the groin, okay? Reach up and grab them, turning, pull them back into your knee. All right? There's a lot there. It happens rather quickly, but you can see it, right? You can see it in your mind. You don't have to pull them backward. You don't have to turn them. You can just reach up and grab their shoulder and slam them straight back into your knee here. All right, let's look at it again. Grabbing my lapel here. I'm together. Down, break, knee, strike, grab their shoulder, pull them right back into your knee. What does the kata look like? Right? What does the defense look like? Grab me by my double here, break, knee, strike, pull. Yes? Okay, so, pretty straightforward there. The next thing you do is this double uchi-uke. Right? You step into this double uchi-uke. My opinion, all right, someone is throwing that right hand punch. That right hand punch is coming your way. You're blocking here. With this arm, you're going to come across the side of their head, across the side of their face, and move them off to the side. As you now continue forward to the person standing behind them, your next opponent. What does that look like as the defender? Again, coming around. The first uchi-uke blocks me here. The second one is reaching up and in here, okay? Imagine this arm turned in, up and against and around, pushing me off to the side, right? So let's look at it again. The punch comes in, block, strike, moving over. Block, up, strike, and move over, okay? That person's off to the side. Now this next section is, in my opinion, exactly what it is. Because you are doing a cross block, right? Blocking up, back fist, gate on, back fist. That is what it is, right? There's really no complexity to that. You're blocking a high punch that comes in, you push it up and around and away, taking that arm, strike to the face, let it go, and then strike down to the face again. That's fairly simple. It just is what it is. It makes sense exactly. It makes sense for you doing exactly what you're doing. Okay. The next thing you do is you turn with an uchi-uke and a strike, uchi-uke and a strike. Okay. Then you come. Then you're at this section where we do our 3, 1, 2, 3. Right. Our big stomps and strikes. Okay. Our fumakomis. So these are what they are as well, right? Someone maybe is coming in with a punch, okay? And the first thing you're doing is, as you're here, you're moving towards them, right? So you're intercepting what's happening, the block, and then strike down. Maybe they're so close that this ends up being a knee, and then you're striking down on them, right? When they move towards you and you get hit with that knee, then striking down the back of their head, on their back, on their shoulder, okay? Again, here, knee, strike, okay? Maybe you're gonna control them now. You're gonna grab their clothing, another knee, strike. Now you're gonna push them back with your knee, okay? So those 3 knees and those 3 fumakomis can be, again, essentially a lot of different things. Okay, I've looked at it here as being a knee and then a strike down. All right, it could be just what it looks like. You see their shin right there. You're intercepting what they're doing. Block, shaving straight down that shin, right on, stomping on their instep. As you do that, a strike, or essentially putting your arm here to block them from maybe whatever might be coming. And then maybe you're moving again for a strike to to their face or down for a block. So a lot of things can happen with that, with those 3 stomp and strikes. Okay, so work with someone and kind of figure out what works best for you. All right, so it doesn't always have to be exactly what it is, because that's a very odd thing, right? We don't do that very often, right? From that down block and then coming up, down, right, up, down. That's not something that you do very often. So interpret it as you will, okay? Again, someone's coming in with that punch, maybe I've blocked it off to the side, I'm going to control that arm, knee, strike. I'm going to take this arm, move it up and over, and strike again, okay? A lot of different interpretations there. Work with it as you will. I'm going to get to this last thing that we do here, which is this bow block, correct? We turn, we come up, then we come out to here. And then we go back to this side, and we do it again. And that's the end of the kata, right? We're going to go keep it out stance, okay? This can be a lot of things as well, all right? What I look at it as is, instead of being closed-handed, we're going to be open-handed, okay? So someone is coming at you from this side, all right? You're going to, maybe they're coming at you simply with a punch. Just a punch that's coming either chewed on level or gate on level, right? As that punch comes in, you're going to grab here, control and pull it in, strike. This can be several things. Okay? Because as I come in with that punch, you grab it and pull me to you. That can be a palm heel to the face, to the chin, or an open hand right here to the throat. Pull. Grab that arm and pull. You see it coming from the other side. Same thing happens, right? That punch comes in, you're going to move around it, pull, punch, palm heel, throat. Any one of those things can work, right? Or, right, you finished on this side. You see it coming over here on this side. You're going to grab, as you step over, dump that person right across your leg. So your hand is essentially going across their body. As that punch comes in, it gets pulled. You're stepping behind their foot here. Your arm comes across their chest and you dump them straight back. Okay, look at it again. From here, you see the punch come, you pull, step behind their foot, dump them across that leg. Okay? So giving you several different options and several different things to look at throughout this entire kata, right, for Bunkai. A lot of people, when they look at Bunkai for kata, they'll break down one section, maybe 2 sections, and say, so that's how this can be applied to the real world. What I've done here is basically broken down every single section of the kata and kind of tried to apply some Bunkai to it. Some real world situation to it so that you can understand maybe how this entire kata can apply to a real life situation. All right? So I hope you got something out of it. I hope you enjoyed doing that with me today, going through those things. This is a great class to come back to, rewind, go over great sessions for training with a partner. If you can grab a hold of someone who wants to work with you for this, go through some of this. See how real it feels, how real the working of Bunkai is when you apply the Bunkai from the kata. All right? Let's come back to center. Yoi. Subidachi. Right. Yoi. Seiza. All right. For today's meditation, just go through the kata. All right. If you'd like to do some of the Bunkai in your mind, that's fine as well. And Mokusum. もう一度読め。先生による。立て。用意。スビラッチ。ブレイク。用意。押す。All right. Thank you, students, for joining me for this advanced class, pulling some bunkai from kata, from the kata Jion. Hopefully you know the kata well enough now that the bunkai actually feels like it applies, and you can use it to help you train going forward. Thank you for joining me. We'll see you in the next class. Os.